Absolutely. Top of the morning to you.
Well, in just a few minutes, our mates at Evergreen Tours will be giving away a $15,000 holiday to one of our lucky home viewers. I know, so hang around. But first, there is a big birthday happening at the network, at Network 10 this week. Everyone's favourite soap, Neighbours, is turning the big 3-0, Dirty 30. So we sent our roving reporter, David Robinson, to find out just how the cast and crew are celebrating the big milestone. Take a look.
Well, much like the Sydney Opera House, Uluru and the Big Banana, this is an Australian sacred site. It's the most famous cul-de-sac in the world, and that means I can only be talking about Ramsay Street.
Neighbours, everybody needs good neighbours.
That's right. Neighbours is turning 30 this week, and with 3 decades of drama, intrigue and, well, I decided to speak to some of the stars to see what exactly makes this show so iconic. 30 years the show's been on air. You've been on for 20 of them. What's it like working on something so iconic?
It didn't really come home to me until I went to the UK the first time, because the audience there is so huge and they love the show so much. And in Australia, of course, after my character had been around for about 5 years, that people started to shout out in the streets and ask me medical advice and, you know, all this sort of
People ask you for medical advice?
Yeah, sure they do, particularly young men wanting advice about things that we shouldn't really talk about.
Now, Carl's had a bit of trouble keeping his stethoscope in his pants a few times.
Yes, I haven't heard that one before. Yes, that's a good euphemism for it. Yes, that's it, yeah.
So, do you think he's trustworthy now going forward? Has he learnt his lesson?
Look, I think, you know, never say never. I hope that he has. I hope that they remain as solid as they currently are. But, you know, anything can happen.
Now, obviously, Ramsay Street could never be described as beige. There's been, you know, plane crashes, car crashes, accidents, shootings, murders. Is Paul Robinson...
What street you want to move into, really, is it? Yeah.
I'm certainly not going to move. I'm scared about going there to film this. Is Paul Robinson responsible for 95% of those things?
Pretty much, yeah.
But enough about the stars. I needed to get down to business and find out just what's going on in Neighbours' biggest week ever. And Susan Kennedy was the woman for me. With the 30th anniversary special, Jackie, there's a lot of people coming back. Who can you tell us that's going to be back in Ramsay Street?
Well, there are a lot of people coming back, and most of it's top secret. But I can share with you that we've been so lucky to have Delta Goodrem come back playing Nina Tucker.
That's awesome. Do you find, though, that she sits in a lot of chairs and spins around all the time when she doesn't need to?
We're all just so desperate for her to choose us.
Harold's back for a second time. Madge has been raised from the dead, and Nina Tucker's stint on The Voice is over. But what's a big birthday bash without a big neighbour's wedding? Yes, to mark the occasion, Daniel is taking Amber up the aisle, and I wanted to see what all the fuss was about. So a trip to the legendary Neighbours studio was in order. Well, for almost 30 years, this very studio has pumped out beautiful Neighbours storylines for the people of Ramsay Street. And you never know who or what you might run into. And I have heard that room 307 is quite powerful when it comes to Neighbours, so I thought I'd have a little look in here and see who we can find in here. And OK, this is a little bit weird, but we've got Tim and Jenna here. Tim and Jenna, welcome to Studio 10.
Hello, David. How are you?
How are you? I'm very well. Now, Tim, you've got a very special connection to the show now, don't you, because of your character. Can you tell us a bit about that?
I guess so, yeah. I played Daniel Robinson, who is the son of Scott and Charlene. So,
they're royalty.
I guess so. Yeah, to be their son's pretty cool.
I should be so lucky. Obviously, parents are an important addition to any wedding because they probably pay for it. Is your mum coming back for the wedding?
My mum and dad are invited to the wedding, and they have the best intentions of coming to the wedding.
Yes.
There may be a delay at the airport.
Remember when we talked about Ramsay Street, the most tragic street in the world, you know, where everything fails? Yeah, well, work it out.
This one has got a very interesting twist to it.
A massive event, and the question is the audience ready?
The speculation has been rife. The rumour mill has been turning. But in a Studio 10 exclusive, I was about to find out the biggest reveal of all. and from the legend that is Lou Carpenter.
What I'm hearing is an exclusive that on the 30th anniversary episode of Neighbours, there'll be a giant elephant in the studio. Is that right? Can you confirm?
Yes, no one's allowed to ride them, though.
No one's allowed to ride the elephant. Always remember that.
So there you have it. Harold and Madge, a wedding to remember, and perhaps even a real-life elephant. The Neighbours 30th anniversary week looks set to be spectacular, and I know where I'm going to be 6:30 every night this week.